Hello everyone and welcome back to Phoenix Raceway. We're here at ISM Raceway, now renamed here, for the SCRS Super RallyCross West race here at Phoenix this evening. It's going to be a 13-lap race. One heat, it's all just one thing tonight, 13 laps. Whoever gets to the line first wins the race. And now we got a special commentator here this evening, and that will be Christian Ost, or us, excuse me. Welcome to the broadcast booth, your first time here.
No, you got it there right the first time. It's Ost.
That's right. Okay, every time I screw it up. So, welcome to the broadcast booth. It's your first race with us. I thought we'd just jump in here and have some fun here this evening. So right now we're hello, welcome. So, we're qualifying right now, and on the top of the board right now is Kurt Crum, who's been absent most of the week. And Brian Sohn, Andrew Mickey, Dan Garber, Eric Mickey, Finian DeCuna, and we got a couple other randoms joining this race just for some fun this evening. So, Christian, I'm not really sure how much experience you got with the RallyCross thing, but it's definitely a tricky side of iRacing, and this is an extremely difficult racetrack because of that very slippery corner over there on the far side of the course that is all dirt. So tell me a little bit about what you expect to see out of this group of 8 drivers here this evening.
Mayhem.
Mayhem like me, all state. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Finian DeCuna won the E-Series race earlier this evening at 8:30, looking to close the championship battle on Kurt Crum. So again, we have the points East, West, and we have a combined championship. So next week we'll have that all tallied up so we can show you where we stand in this 5-week series. So Christian, as we watch qualifying here, we got a couple drivers to pick from, and most of these guys are from the SCRS series. Who's your pick for this evening?
Hold on, let me pull out the random number generator.
Okay. Well, we got a couple to choose from. I'm going to put my bet on that number 2 of Kurt Crum or the 94 of Finian DeCuna. Those guys have been up front battling for most of the rounds here so far this season. So Christian's loading in, so let me know when you're loaded in and ready to go.
Oh, I'm ready.
Oh, he's good.
I've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eric Mickey's my choice.
Okay, Eric Mickey, the driver of the number 4. I believe that's a Bombshell Motorsports machine. I got to get a good look at that. Well, actually, he's running the SpaceX paint scheme here this evening in that Ford Fiesta. And also competitive, very competitive with his brother Andrew, so it should be fun to watch. You're going to have a minute and a half left.
Oh, they have... They're brothers? I didn't realize.
As far as I know, that's the last time they told me. Got the same last name, so unless they're married, which would be weird, but 2018, baby. All right, about a minute left. Now Kurt Crum on the top of the board with a 39.030. Brian Sohn with a 39.350. Finian DeCuna with a 39.476. And that's George or Jorge. I'm not really good with my pronunciations here. But Augustin Martin.
I think that's George.
George. Or we'll go with that.
But it could be Jorge. No, I think Jorge starts with a G.
Not a name that I know how to pronounce, I'll give you that.
Nope.
So, all right, 45 seconds left. All the cars are off the racetrack, so it looks like Kurt Crum is going to be your pole sitter, and there is your running order on the left-hand side of the screen. Sparko's on board with us again this week. And I'm going to give a special thanks to Penguin RC Simulation. Always, that's Brian Sohn's company there, and we got the links to that, I believe, in the video description. I'll have to make sure. Going to shamelessly plug them. Pretty great equipment they got there. Christian, you got any of that? Any of their equipment?
No. I plan to get one of their wheels at some point, one of their button boxes. But whether or not I actually do that anytime soon is kind of up in the air. We'll see.
I suppose we will see.
I have looked at their stuff, and it is good. And according to Google Translate, it is Jorge.
Okay, Jorge Augustin Marin. There's no T. Marin. Marin. We'll go with Marin. All right, that's a number 6 car. And we'll just reference him as Jorge. So we're going to reset this grid here, get them set up and ready to go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there they are. Get them on the grid.
All right, so we're gridding up. We have 8 drivers entered in this race, and hopefully all 8 of them finish the race, but that's always a tall order in Global RallyCross.
Does anybody else get the feeling to listen to Eurobeat while they drive? I
mean, I always have the feeling to listen to that, but...
Especially these cars.
So 13 laps here around ISM Raceway's RallyCross course. And the red lights are coming on here shortly. We're done gridding. There's the red lights. We're going to wait for the green. And green flag is in the air here at ISM Raceway, and off they launch. 4 wide there in the beginning of this. This is going to be wild. Oh, we got a big crash there already.
Oh, someone's doing a 360. Brian Son and Eric Mickey, as well as Rod, were all involved in that.
Wow, already off to a crazy start, but it looks like Jorge is out leading in that number 6 car. Looks like he's going to possibly take his Joker. I got a Joker information chart here. We'll pull that up. So Kurt Crumb's P2, Finney DeCuna's riding around there in 3rd.
Bold move taking that on lap 1.
And we have 2 Jokers here in this series. 13 laps, 2 Jokers.
Ah, okay.
So DeCuna already chasing down his arch nemesis in that number 2 car. That's the Fiesta of Kurt Crumb. Meanwhile, Mickey, Dan Garber, and Brian Sohn off to a rough start. See Dan Garber knocking a couple of the tire barriers out of the way. But Jorge is off to a great start. And about what lead is that? That's DeCuna's going to take his Joker lap and come out in front of Jorge, and Jorge's going to lose it and spin out.
Oh, dear.
He's going to lose a couple spots, and he's going to lose 2. DeCuna and Crumb have taken over spots 1 and 2.
Oh, flipping that tire barrier. I think he might have some steering damage.
Already been action-packed here at Phoenix. So DeCuna's got a Joker taken. Crumb still hasn't. Jorge has taken 1. Everyone else has taken none.
You know, if I ever wanted to be picked up in a taxi, I'd definitely want to be Kurt's.
That is one fast taxi there, closing that gap. Oh, we got contact
between Kurt and Jorge.
Oh, Kurt just knocks the tire barrier just a little bit. It looks like Jorge's going to go around and take P2 right away from the 2 car of Kurt Crumb. But he's used up both of his Jokers early on in this one, and DeCuna's driving away. 2.8 second lead now. Meanwhile, behind them, Andrew Mickey is trying to hold off Rod Ronimus Jr. in that number 3 car. We'll ride on board with him as we head over the jump. Oh, tire barrier contact. Into the wall. Concrete. That's a hard lick.
Rod hitting the tire barrier into the wall.
And that is a significantly damaged Volkswagen Beetle here. Meanwhile, out up front, the lead has actually gone back to the favor of DeCuna, but Crumb has closed that gap down to 0.6 of a second. And DeCuna and Crumb both have 1 Joker, and he is closing that gap, as you're right, Christian. Up and over the jump. Crumb is just eating into that lead from that number 94 car, and both these cars are tight in a championship battle. We'll see if Crumb can close in any more than he has, and see if DeCuna usually takes his 2nd Joker late in the race, so I expect that not to change here in the final laps here at Phoenix. Meanwhile, that 6 of Jorge Agustin Marin has fallen to 4th, and Andrew Mickey's going to get around him for P3.
Slight spin for Jorge.
And he's got some pretty significant right front damage there. I can't imagine that's... Yeah, it definitely looks like it's skewing sideways. Let's ride on board here, see his steering. Oh, it's way off. About 45 degrees off to the right. And into the tire barrier again, but
again,
he's going to hold on to it.
I give him props for trying.
So he's taking both his Jokers, so his tricks are all out of his sleeve. But meanwhile, up front, we got a battle for the lead. Crumb closing in on the 94 DeCuna. Can he get there?
Almost in the back. Finian keeping him off there. I'll give him credit.
Into the dirt section. Crumb running a little bit tighter line in the left-hander. He's going to swing it back around, but DeCuna just so flawless through that right-hander there. He's going to keep his gap at about 0.6 of a second, but Crumb closes on corner exit, heading to 6 laps to go. And both these guys still have 1 Joker remaining. I wonder if they're going to follow each other or if they're going to try to differentiate from each other and leapfrog.
Maybe make for some unique strategy.
And they both stay out this time. Up and over the jump. Oh, DeCuna lands sideways, but he's going to keep it going in the right direction. Looks like Crum really gains on the exit of that dirt corner, but there you see Finian pulling away just a little bit that time by. We're heading to 5 laps to go now. The gap is 0.6 of a second.
Jorge into the wall again. Got smoke billowing from his car.
Oh, that car does not look very good.
Yeah, it's not the most healthy German vehicle I've seen.
Looks like we got a Dieselgate vehicle on our hands there, spewing out some smoke.
Oh, yeah.
And there goes Dakuna taking his Joker. And Crum's going to stay out. And he's into the wall. Kurt Crum has hit the wall over the jump. And he has heavy damage to the nose of that Fiesta. Let's get a replay of that. And it looks like Crum just jumped off the jump a little bit too far to the right and just nosed straight into the barrier, into the concrete, actually. And that was going to end his battle for the lead there with Dakuna. So that's going to put the 86 of Andrew Mickey up to second, and Dakuna, now with both his Joker laps run, he has a 15-second gap over that 86 of Andrew Mickey, and he's well out in front. And Brian Sohn is now 1 lap down in 5th place. Retirements, Rod Ronimus Jr., Eric Mickey, and Dan Garber all out of the race early. Brian Sohn a lap down, Jorge Agustin Marin in 4th, Kurt Crum in 3rd, Andrew Mickey 2nd, and Dakuna leading, now by 16 seconds.
Oh, and Finian was nearly taken out by Jorge. Finian now in.
Oh, rejoins and drills the 0-3 of Brian Sohn.
Oh, my word.
Oh man, that warrants a replay there. So Dakuna looks like he was avoiding the 6 car and just slides too wide in turn 1, and then in his desperation to get back on track, drives right into the door. Oof.
Crum taking his 2nd Joker.
So Crum now taking his 2nd Joker of the race, and it'll be his final. Meanwhile, Andrew Mickey has taken no Jokers yet, and he is now only 6 seconds behind Dakuna. So this might be in Andrew Mickey's hands now.
No, he just spun.
Andrew Mickey loops it. Going back and take a look at what happened to him. Yeah, Mickey just got a nibble of the tire barrier there. And Kurt Crum almost drilled it as well as it flew onto the racetrack. So looks like he'll get away with it. But Kurt Crum and Dakuna back in 1st and 2nd. Both their Jokers taken. Mickey's taken 1 Joker. Looks like he's going to go take his 2nd one now. And he's going to come out right behind the 2 of Kurt Crum.
Jorge's engine just exploded.
So Jorge Agustin Marin's engine blew up, and meanwhile we have the white flag. Dakuna takes the last lap, and he's got almost halfway through the lap already, and about 11, 12 seconds ahead of Kurt Crum. So as long as he doesn't mess this up, it'll be 2 for 2 tonight at Phoenix for Finian.
Well, I'm going to give Jorge credit. He drove that thing until it died.
Literally, he drove that thing pretty hard.
Crum into the wall again. Going over the jump.
This is a battle for second, so Finian Dakuna's going to come across the line and win, but Crum spins! Andrew Mickey's going to take over 2nd spot, and Crum...
Oh, no.
Sohn's got a chance to get by him here. I think, actually, Sohn might have come in behind the 94 Dakuna, so he might be done. But so Crum might be safe here. Right, the timing and scoring was a little wonky there. So right now, it shows Crum in 2nd. But I don't know if that's actually how it sorted out.
Crum has a lot of damage.
That car is pretty messed up. There's the timing.
Turn.
Yep. The timing and scoring is all sorted out now, and that puts Kurt Crum in 3rd, Andrew Mickey in 2nd. So Dakuna and Finian 1-2, just like they were in the East race. What a battle there, especially with all the carnage that we had to deal with there, especially Dakuna driving into the side of Brian Sohn, almost threw that one away. So, wow, 13 laps there, Christian. That was pretty crazy.
I think I called it when I said mayhem.
You did. You did. Yeah. You definitely did. So we're going to jump to commercial real quick. We're going to grab our top 3 finishers, and we'll be right back for an interview. Well, welcome back to ISM Raceway. That was certainly a wild one, and we're here with your winner, Finian DeCuna, in that number 94 Sparco Ford Fiesta. Finian, tell me about that. You had an interesting situation there with that 6-car of Jorge Agusin-Mara in there, and you ended up sliding wide in turn 1. Tell me about how crazy that race was and how you ended up coming out on top once again tonight.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely was in stages. In that first state, in the first half, it was me and Kurt going at it. And then, unfortunately, he ran into some problems. But I was trying to play mind games with him by trying to take a joker earlier. And then, yeah, just coming into that lap car, I don't know what happened. He spun out, and I was just coming out and was going to try to avoid him. And he looked like he was going to hit me. So I just spun, and I just completely spun out and then tried to get blowing. And I accidentally hit Brian's zone. So I apologized for that. And, yeah, I was just trying to make sure Andrew didn't try to get me from behind, but he also ran into some problems. So I think almost all of us ran into some problems at some point in that race.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit more about, again, the Joker strategy there. Early on in the race, Andrew Mickey was actually closing in on you, and he hadn't taken any Jokers. He ended up spinning out and kind of eliminating the advantage he had. But again, you seem to like that strategy of taking the Joker later in the race. Is that, again, something that you consciously plan on doing, or is there something that would make you change your strategy?
Yeah, usually I like taking the Joker later on in the race because you can use it to make a pass on someone by having some clean air or just clean track in front of you to be able to gain time and then just make a pass or stay ahead of someone. So that's how I usually like to use it.
Well, another pretty great performance from Finian DeCuna, so he should be doing very well in the points after tonight. So thanks for talking to us, Finian, and congratulations. Now let's talk to Andrew Mickey in the number 86 Bombshell Motorsports Fiesta, who finished P2 again for the second time tonight. Andrew, there was a lot going on from your perspective. Tell me a little bit about your race.
Yeah, I tried doing the exact opposite of what I normally do. And I think it might have worked out. It might have, but then I just made that mistake. Just caught that barrier a little bit too much.
From that P2 finish, another good points night for you as well. It helped that Kurt Crum had a couple issues tonight. But going later into the season, can we expect to see performances like this? I mean, we know you struggled a little bit the last couple weeks, so this was definitely a standout night for you. So tell me a little bit more about what you expect out of yourself and that car in the next couple weeks.
I'm hoping better things to come and more consistent and faster pace. Yeah, I'm going to keep working at it, and hopefully I can take down Finian and Kurt.
Awesome. Well, thanks for talking to us, Andrew. And now we're here with our third place finisher, Kurt Crum. Now, Kurt, you were all over the place tonight, in the lead, in third or fourth. You had to deal with a couple spins, a couple crashes over the jump. That was one wild night for you. Tell us a little about your excursion.
Yeah, it was a bit crazy. Me and Finian were having a real good fight after the first couple laps. The field settled out there, and I was just waiting for him to joker. So I think I had a couple tenths faster pace, and I was hoping to get ahead of him and then joker myself a little later. But I almost landed in his trunk on the lap before my big mistake, and it made me realize that I was kind of over jumping the jump. And I know that here, if you do that too much, you can actually bust your oil pan and kill your engine. So the lap after that, I tried to change it up, but it threw me off my rhythm, and I almost rolled off the edge of the jump. So that put me into the wall and really busted up my car. And then I was starting to kind of get a handle on it and thought I had something for Andrew, but and I think I got a little overconfident, and the damage was just too much to keep up.
Yeah, and Kurt Crum, your best lap time was a 38.692 to the winner's 38.854. So a couple tenths quicker. Had it gone smoothly, you could have definitely been up there challenging for the win. So congratulations to those top three. That's your podium you were just listening to. We want to thank everybody for watching here on SimTV. I think we're just going to close it out right here. Christian, thanks for coming up into the booth with me. And maybe we can expect to see you here a couple more times here this season. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
All right, we're just going to close this one out. Not much after that. So thanks again for watching here on SimTV, and thanks to the drivers for putting on a heck of a show. And congratulations to Finian for taking home a victory for the second time here this evening. I'm Kyle Heyer from SimTV. We'll see you in a couple weeks at the next round of the SCRS RallyCross Series.
Strawberry yogurt.